1% a month, apartment with a private pool, post handover payment plans. Now, how much of these are real? Are these good investments? So again, I'm not trying to offend any private developers. These are my personal opinions. I think investors, especially the ones who are international, who are investing in Dubai for the first time, should understand the facts as it is, not hyped up, not gimmick marketing, facts as it is, and that's the whole goal of this channel. So we're going to go through these investments, and you will understand at which product we can achieve ROIs, which products we can achieve ROEs. So we're just going to, let's get to the numbers. So I've tried to cover all the projects in Dubai with the post handover payment plan. So let's go one by one. So the first one is Danube. Sorry about that. So the first one is Danube. Danube is very aggressively marketing in Dubai, the 1% per month. Now, when I understand the pricing, so one bed is going at around 1,076,000. It goes all the way up to 1.2 million. Now, personally, I think JVC does not have a market for a 1 to 1.2 million stock. So till about last year, products in JVC were going at 850,000, so maybe up to 900,000 for a really high quality product. Now, high quality products in JVC for me, the top quality is Ellington, the Belgravia. That's like one of the top products. Matching products to that, there's a Zaya Hemnani, there's Chaima Residence, and then there are the second tier products come like Oxford Residences, Beverly Residence. So these are some second level. Now, for me, Danube, Samana, no offense against them, but they provide average good quality products. But investors have a mindset, at least where I come from, for me, if I'm investing into a product. So this product is perfect for people who have a problem with savings. I mean, if they want to put some of their funds into a saving sort of scheme, then it's fine. So it goes towards an asset, but will your asset retain value? So they're guaranteeing you a 6% ROI, 8% ROI, but why wouldn't they? I think the product value is at around 850,000. If you compute 6%, even up to 8%, 8% of a million dirhams, 80,000 into 240,000, you deduct that from a million dirhams, it's equivalent to the actual value of the property. So it's not a loss for them to give you up to 8%. Some even challenge you on 10%, but that'll be probably for the 1.2 million product. For the 1,76,000 product, they'll give you an 8% ROI. Clearly, we understand why. It's business. It's business. It's all right. It works. But you must understand the facts. Now, so especially a product like, let's say, a Danube or a Samana, however it goes, that's probably the rental you can achieve considering the supply in JVC, because it would be considered in the same bracket as a Bengati or an Azizi. You know, it's all in that same bracket, right? So that's the maximum rental ROI you can achieve. So if you are an investor, you have to watch out for that. Now, Samana, the reason why, okay, Samana has multiple products. I saw one of their products having 1.2 million. They come up with a range of products, but what they're most focused on trying to sell is Mykonos and Miami and private pools. So I've seen these private pools, all right? So they're not private pools. It's more like a jacuzzi, because that's it. I mean, it's a one-bed apartment studio. How can you possibly have a private pool in a studio? It's not real. It's more like a jacuzzi, and you're not going to pay like 400,000 dirhams for a jacuzzi. I wouldn't pay. If you wish to pay, you can, but I wouldn't pay. But see, the best part about an area like, so Samana has products in Studio City, in JVC, in Arjan. You will achieve an ROI. So that's the interesting part. Now, I am too petrified to put an expected price, because I'm pretty sure the developers are going to quote me against it or sue me for it. So I'm not going to put the numbers there. But you must understand the value of a product like a Danube or Samana, which should be around 850,000 tops. Because till about last year, see, Bengati was selling, see, in 2021, Bengati was selling Nova at 650,000 dirhams. Now so Bengati one bed, Bengati is around 2,000 one beds in JVC. All of them are cut, copy, paste. There's nothing, I've never seen a very different Bengati apartment. So it's all cut, copy, paste. So that's the sort of supply we're looking at. Unless you're investing into a very unique product. Now, Ellington Belgravia, wow, that's a product. It'll always hold value. It's expensive now. It's around 1.2 million dirhams, but it'll hold value. If you want to rent it out, it rents out snap. If you want to sell it, it will sell. So you have to try and keep a focus towards a unique investment. So what's next? Wellness residence. So this was funny. So there are these two products. One is wellness residence and one is something called Laya Heights in Studio City. Now, when I saw the show apartment, I was floored. The price, the product, it was actually very, very interesting. But then I dug a little deeper, and when I went to the construction site, I figured out that there was a difference in the floor to ceiling height between the show apartment and the actual apartment. So the show apartment was, I'm sorry, I gotta fix this. Okay. So the show apartment was a 3.3 meter height, and the actual apartment in the building, when I went to the construction site and I saw the apartment, it was the height was lesser. It was around 2.8 meters. It makes a huge difference. If your floor ceiling height is not at least 3.3, I went to, for example, the one avenue, it's 3.6 meters. It makes a difference. A corner unit in an apartment building makes a difference. There's more light. If the floor to ceiling height is between 3.6 is really high, but even if it's 3.3 meters, it gives a good appeal to the apartment. It definitely adds value. So that's probably something you should really focus on. Is the show apartment equivalent to the actual apartment? Most consultants in Dubai are amateur, inexperienced, so they're really new to the market. Dubai is a bullish market, so big developers like Damac, Shoba, Azizi, they've got like an army of agents, about 600 agents. It goes on a hiring and firing model. Every 2 months, every 3 months, there's a churn of agents. So most of them don't have the knowledge. So you must conduct your due diligence. You must actually see the exact dimensions of the actual property. So I was quite surprised. They felt, see, the problem with a low floor, like a 2.7 meter height, it feels claustrophobic. So this is very interesting. Wellness residence. They were really cool. They had that concept of a retreat. So they had all kinds of like yoga, Ayurvedas. They said that this is a part of a medical retreat. So that concept, see, I enjoy fitness, wellness, and all that concept. So they were like, oh, 100%, we're going to get occupancy based on this. People can come, live for 2 weeks and get completely cured. If that works, it works. But so that's that. But again, see, decent ROIs, but the actual apartment, these things turn me off, right? See, I have a problem in this misrepresentation. When Shobha tells me Miami lifestyle and there's a beach in front of my apartment, but I see a 40-meter canal, I have a problem with that. When a consultant selling Shobha 1 tells me that there's an 18-hole golf course and it's actually a mini golf little patch, I have a problem with that. I have a problem with misrepresentation of facts. So the next one is Vincitore. Now Vincitore is hilarious. There's so many reels and videos and everything. So this is the Italian experience. Now the problem is, so let's imagine this section is Vincitore, okay? So you have to imagine, it's beautiful, and genuinely it is beautiful. They've made this beautiful pavilion. It's so nice. The apartments are nice as well. No offense, the apartments are really nice. But the problem is, every video that you see this angle. When you see there, I mean, so it's so funny when I'm standing in Vincitore, I turn to my left, it's so beautiful. I turn to my right, I see a spa. I see like a hairdresser selling haircuts for like $10. You know, it's like real, like it takes it right down there, right down there. So it doesn't have that environment. So what does that mean? It means your master developer is extremely critical. So at emaar, for example, in Creek Harbor, not everyone can lease out that retail. First of all, emaar does not sell retail, and there's such a stringent process. So that is why you go to an emaar mall like Dubai Mall, you'll find high-end brands because they've all gone through a very stringent process to even get the lease. Now that's the role of a master developer. So in a community like Arjan, you're not going to find a lot of stringency. So you'll find a couple of shady places. And so think wise before investment. That's the idea of the whole idea of this video. Now, Note 43, in a funny way, it was very interesting, a very nice product. I did like the product. It was a good product. Hence, the price is also fair. 900,000, very well priced. Now, this is an example of a good product. It was a good product. Similarly, there's one more coming up, Hadley Heights. Now, Hadley Heights as well, not bad. It's not bad. It was a good product, and post handover plan. What I like about a post handover plan is, yes, you know, by the time you finish your 70% payment, the balance 30%, the apartment will pay for itself. So that's what I like about a post handover payment plan. It's interesting. So Note 43, I don't have much of negativity against it. It is what it is. So again, I'm not being judgmental, but then when there's a British background for a developer, I feel like the ethical conduct is a lot higher. I don't know why. Because for example, Ellington, yes, the CEO is from the UK. He is ex-emaar, so we see that in the product. Hadley Heights, the same thing. Note 43, the same thing. So I think they're a lot more ethical, the way they do business. So that, kudos, good job. So next, Mangrove Residences. Now, Expo City is phenomenal. Like, you know, I could just sit in that buggy and go for a ride. I was supposed to do that. I made friends with the buggy guy, and we had a great time. He explained really in detail about the whole Expo City. I haven't made a video on Expo City. It does deserve a video. I think it's phenomenal. It's so beautifully done, and just living over there, it's an experience. But is it worth 1.5 million dirhams? Why is my number not showing? Okay, that's all right. Okay, but you get the idea, right? You get the idea that it's 1.5 million dirhams for one bed, but it's you've got like 5-year post handover. So like, it's like, wow, the community is wow, but would I pay 1.5 million dirhams? For 1.5 million dirhams, I could live in Creek Harbor. I could live in Maritime City. I could live in downtown. So would I live in Expo City? But then it depends on my first. So if I'm an end user, I'm planning to move to Dubai, I want to live in a fantastic community, I don't mind paying that little extra amount for a phenomenal, out of this world community. Maybe. Good construction, great construction quality, great community, just a bit far off, bit overpriced, but you have a payment plan. So if you enjoy a payment plan, you have that situation where you have to pay, you prefer just paying 50%. So technically, I missed that point. So you must understand, why is it 14% for 5 years? Because you have paid only, so the price is, I'm sorry about this, but it's 1.5 million dirhams. So you paid 750,000 dirhams, and then you're earning an ROI, right? This is a bit of a stretch because I'm just giving it for Expo, you know, I'm like, okay, it could happen. But, so 750,000 dirhams you've paid, so about 5 years, you will enjoy a fantastic ROI. But what happens after 5 years? It's like buying that BMW, right, or a nice Mercedes. You know, what do you do after 5 years once your service period is done with? Then what do you do with? You take a hit. That's probably what's going to happen. Okay, next, South Bay, a very interesting product, fantastic floor plans. I have not spoken about it because I'll just be honest. I went to the developer's office. I really enjoyed. I really enjoyed the presentation. I enjoyed the floor plans. It was really good. I liked the whole idea of that lake community. I went to the site. There was no construction happening, and they sent me to one of their previous products that they've made, Pulse. Now I disliked Pulse so much. See, for me, I have my. My problem is when I see what a developer has made, and if they can make that, if until I see a product that a developer has made and gives me like, wow, nice, I don't talk about that product. So I don't know how South Bay has been, but the Pulse was really, I didn't like it. That's it. So that's why I'm not going to talk anything else about South Bay, because it's government product. It's like semi-government, and yeah, I love Dubai. I want to live here. So that's why I'm not going to talk about it. Next, Hadley Heights, good product. I liked it. Reportage, again, they're selling 2-bed villas at 1.1 million post handover payment plan. They're selling 3-bed villas. People are selling it very aggressively. I just don't. They had a product in Jebel Ali which never handed over. So in my previous video, I've told you, you must go through 10 points before you go for any investment. So one of the points was developer history. Now, until they clear that history, they're not going to clear Mohammed Zohaib. So they have not delivered that product in Jebel Ali till now. Hence, it's a no-go for me because I haven't seen their final product. So the location's all right, but I'm not sure about the quality. I didn't like the floor plan, so I'm not going to talk about it. But sometimes you must just read between the lines, especially when you're dealing with Dubai. I hope you got the point. Seven Park Central. Now, Seven Park Central, very interesting. Seven Park Central, so there's a developer called Meteora. Now, the owner of Meteora is a very good friend, so it's very hard for me to speak anything negative about it. But so he makes these products, great locations. For example, Seven Park Central is right next to the Marriott, so in JVC. So that's a good point. I wasn't a fan of the construction quality, but then if you compare it with Samana and Danube, the quality is just average. It's very average. So if you want an average property with decent, an investor should not be emotional. All right. So if you want decent ROIs and you don't want to, reselling the property is not your top priority, and it's just like you need to park your funds somewhere, it's all right. I won't recommend it, but so that's it. So see, the moral of this video is that you have to be very clear with your investments. There are good products and there are bad products out there. I'm going to list this video I've made about 10 points to cover about developers. Understand these 10 points and then make an informed decision. That's my goal, that every investor out there should completely understand the product before making an investment. Because if I invest into an apartment, for example, if I pay 1% every month, and let's say in 2026 I get my property, I paid almost $1 million dirhams, and then you tell me that the property value is 800,000, I will not be happy. My goal is, if I invest into anything, any product, my minimum return is around $500,000 dirhams. That's a bare minimum for me. Now let's suppose that's at the time of handover, but that's at an emaar product, all right? Not every product. But then see, if I make an early exit, I need at least 200,000 dirhams. Now, I think the worst trading transaction. So with somebody I spoke today, he's a CFO of Dubai Duty Free. So I had a word with him. I told him, okay, just for you, just to understand the whole trade, let's pick up this product, let's pick up a valley, and then I'll trade it for 100,000 dirhams just for the fun of it. So that's the bare minimum. You need to make a profit, But we're talking about this for 3 months. Pick it up, we sell it for 3 months, and then pick up another product, just for the fun of it. So that's the bare minimum. 100,000 is like a bare minimum that you should make as a profit, but that's at a very, very low pace. So there are good products and there are bad products, because that depends on the mentality of the developer. What is his goal? Is his goal to develop a reputation? Is his goal, for example, I'll quote an example. There was a Swedish couple who came with me. They bought a one bed in Avenue 4. It was on the 6th floor. So they travel around the world. They come to Dubai about 4 months in a year. So they came from south of France. They called me. They were like, Zoeb, let's see this apartment. We went. We saw the apartment. They were so happy with the property that they were like, okay, let's invest in Avenue 5 as well. But do you see how they build? So this is a very small example. Imagine Emaar has been doing this for 20 years. Now, okay, this CFO that was talking about Valley, he bought a property in Maple. He's making around 1.5 million dirhams. Now he's taking an equity release from his property and investing in another Emaar. So this is a singular example. Imagine people doing it for 20 years. Now that is why on a good Emaar launch, it's sold out, because existing investors have already made so much money. So yes, there are good products and there are bad products, and you have to do your due diligence to understand the difference and make an informed decision. Thank you for watching. Mohammed Zohaib. Thank you.